As of late, I've been on quite the comic binge. I've been reading Fall of X for the past couple of weeks. I've been watching a ton of comic book movies, and not too long ago I ended up watching Deadpool and Wolverine, which was an absolute blast of a movie. Now, while that movie was coming out, I'm pretty sure a lot of videos about the 2013 Deadpool game came out, talking about how bad it was and such. The tagline is that the game ruined Deadpool for a bunch of them. Some say it's bad, some say it's this, some say it's that, but that doesn't matter. To me, it was shocking because I liked the game back when I was a kid. I remember being so excited to play it, especially when I saw the Angry Joe review and what the fuck is going on over there?
10 out of 10.
Either way, it made me very curious, and I really wanted to play the game now because I wanted to see what the deal was. So, I go on the store and I look for, the game and realize that it's nowhere because of licensing issues that should be solved by now. So I'd say, whatever, I'll look for a reseller. And What do you mean? What do you mean? So I bought it. That was weird. Anyway, I don't particularly like doing an entire spiel about the game, but I kind of have to. So, this game was made by High Moon Studios and written by Daniel Way, which is a key piece in our video today, which I'll get into in a sec, and published by, of course, none other than our Android overlords at Activision. They will make sure that not a single game that comes out is finished unless it's got the name Call of Duty on it, because they want more money. The game follows Deadpool after he had negotiated a deal with High Moon Studios to make him a game. And the main story of the game is, haha, look, Deadpool has a script and he's changing it to whatever he wants and messing around with it, and look how funny it is, and that's fine. There's also a subplot that's happening. Yeah, it's a subplot. It's not even a real plot at this point, where Sinister is doing some cloning bullshit to get more. I don't know. The game never lets me read into it more than I can. You meet with Cable, Wolverine, Domino.
She's so fine, she done pissing me off. How are you that fine?
A lot of different X-Men characters, which is pretty damn cool. And you go ahead and, honestly, Deadpool just kind of kills Sinister whenever he gets a chance. And the game focuses a lot more on the jokes and the comedy of the game, which is fine, because they are funny, and, well, the set pieces that they come up with are quite nice. Some of them don't hit, but that's just fine. That's mostly just Deadpool schizophrenia, I suppose. And I understand why it had to be this way, even though I really would have wanted something along the lines of Deadpool and Cable or Deadpool and Wolverine, where the story would have a secondary character that supports Deadpool and makes the story a lot more serious, and like it had stakes, is what I'm trying to say here. But when we look at who the main writer for the game is, Daniel Way, I completely understand why it didn't go that direction. See, Daniel Way had taken over Deadpool Comics since 2008 and had a very unserious way of writing the character. Like, still sadistic, mischievous, schizophrenic, among many other things, but there wasn't much stakes to the character, especially compared to Deadpool's older runs, where, yeah, he was all these things, but also he was somewhat endearing and got along with people and wasn't an absolute dork or an asshole. But with Daniel Way's run, Deadpool started getting popular, and with that, I can't really blame Marvel or Daniel Way for not going a more serious route. because I remember back around that time where Deadpool was actually getting a lot of traction. And sure, we could have gone a more serious route with the character, but what if that doesn't work? What if at the end of the day we'll have to just cancel Deadpool? I had watched that boy Aqua's video on Deadpool, and his video was called "The Game That Quote Unquote Ruined Deadpool," and that is a great video and you should go watch it because he makes some amazing points. But I agree with what he said in that video, but my feelings towards it are somewhat different than his, and it's mostly because I feel like Deadpool was made around the time this video game came out. It was a weird fork in the road, and thankfully Marvel had chosen the direction that made Deadpool more popular. So I'm not really mad at it. This is what we get, and what we get is a Devil May Cry game. The combat system for this game screams of a studio that actually knows what they're doing. It's a mix of a lot of different games, but it leans towards Devil May Cry the most because of the gunplay. And subjectively, I love the gunplay so much more than I've ever loved the gunplay in Devil May Cry. And it's mostly because of the gun kata system. I love the fact that I can press a button and my gun button will do a almost combo like attack, and it's so good. It's my favorite mechanic of this game, hands down. And let's just be honest with each other at this point. Deadpool is Dante. Shut your ass up. You're only booing me cause I'm right. Look. Refer to the damn Dante chart. I don't have to explain nothing. Either way, I have nothing bad to say about the combat system. Even with no lock-on, it is immaculate. And I was playing this on mouse and keyboard, just like I was playing DMC Devil May Cry on mouse and keyboard, and it is infinitely better. It's not like I don't have any gripes with this game, although I kinda don't. Because a lot of the things I'm about to say are definitely nitpicky. Except for this one in particular, and it's levels. Levels in this game look really samey, except for the first particular level. All the other ones are gray and green, and it's so annoying because Deadpool in the comics goes through so many different areas, and like, well, a lot of them are bases, but Genosha in this game is just the same thing over and over. And like, even when it varies things up, it's just the same color palette, and it just sucks. But apart from that, everything I'm about to say is actually nitpicky. Enemy variety, there isn't that much. Like, a lot of them are just, you know, goons with different types of quirks to them. There are like special enemies who are bigger, tougher and such, but they don't show up often, and when they do, they're more annoying than anything. And then you have enemy placement. I really would have liked this game to have more arenas than it does just random, here you go, enemies to fight here and there. I think it does enemy placement good with enemies that use guns a lot, because you get into a lot of shootouts and most of them are well done and it's a cool way to, like, you know, fill dead air. But the actual like melee fights and everything with melee enemies and such, a lot of them just kind of get thrown at you for no reason and in spots that are very uncomfortable to fight in. I would have much rather like Devil May Cry style arenas, though maybe that's a preference. And there's terrible bosses in this game, by the way. The bosses in this game are just not great. Turret sections are boring, except for one in particular. And overall, there's just a weak story, but a lot of good jokes.
Survival of Earth entirely depends on...
I can't hate this game, because at the end of the day, I can definitely see the crunch time, the unfinished and unpolished stuff that's going on here, and it's so obvious that Activision was breathing down their necks, man. It's hard to say that High Moon did a bad job with this, because they didn't. And they're just a studio that got taken away from us way too early, man. They had a lot of potential, and it just sucks. To me, Deadpool 2013, probably a good 8 out of 10, because I had so much fun playing around with the combat. I had a lot of fun editing this video as well. It's just fun, man. And yeah, there's a lot of issues here and there, but I really can't hate it. And I think if you've never played this game and you're a Deadpool fan, you like the movies or even just comics, give it a shot. It's not, you know, it's not crazy. Like, if you like the story for Deadpool, it's not a crazy experience, but it's fun. It's a really fun way to look at Deadpool in the gaming format. And I hope Deadpool gets another game sometime, some nice. But that will do it for me. This was a fun video to make, I'll be honest. Thank you guys so much for 1,000 subscribers. It's kind of a dream come true at this point. I've been manifesting this shit since I was 15. Videos might slow down, actually, because I'm trying to get a new PC. And I'm gonna need to format this one, sell it, and a bunch of other shit. I'm on a budget, man. And you know, I don't wanna just do videos on games that you know, no one has heard about or stuff like that. And I just want to do videos on more comfortably. It's not been very easy to make videos with this current PC, and there's so many games I want to feature on this channel that I really can't, because I can play them just fine, but recording them is an absolute hassle and such. So yeah, the video is probably gonna slow down if things don't work out and I don't get that new PC. There's definitely gonna be a video coming out, because I have something in mind that isn't, you know, some crazy video essay about, I don't know, Devil May Cry 4 or some game that I'm really crazy about. It's gonna be some different, but I'm gonna make sure to make it entertaining for everyone. And yeah, that's it. Again, thank you guys so much for the support. It's heartwarming, really. And yeah, talk to you when I talk to you. Bye bye.